what I now call Afrophobia, because it was targeted against Africans. Because the Indians were safe in South Africa, the whites were safe in South Africa. It is only persons of African descent who are targeted. And the tragedy of the situation is that it is happening when the Pan-African Parliament is based in South Africa. The head of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is a South African based in Ghana. I do not know what the South Africans are thinking. And I have said, and I repeat it again, those who are engaged in expelling fellow Africans must be educated. I think some of them are traumatized by apartheid, and they suffer from what I call the Stockholm Syndrome. They love their true oppressors, who are the whites, who still control 70% of their economy. So we must not reply hate with hate. We must overwhelm them with love, so that the scales on their eyes will fall and the wax in their ears will melt. It is not going to be easy, but it's a task that must be undertaken. But one of the things that we must require of the South African government is to make a clear, unequivocal apology and create a fund to compensate those whose businesses were destroyed by these vigilante groups known as Operation Dudula and March on March. Efforts are already underway, and you remember as early as 1980 in Lagos, Nigeria, there was the Lagos Plan of Action. In Abuja in 1991, there was the Abuja Declaration. And through the regional economic communities such as ECOWAS, I know that Niger, I know that Mali and Burkina have left. But only recently, I think in Sierra Leone, there was a meeting at which it was agreed that the ECOWAS region is going to implement a single currency, the ECO. That is a good thing. Once we have a single currency and we also allow free movement of peoples and eliminate tariff and non-tariff barriers in the ECOWAS, then we go to the SADC, then we go to the East African region, then we go to the Central African region, and then we use the instrumentality of the African Union and the grand agenda under Africa Agenda 2063. Then we will begin moving. This is an intergenerational struggle. It may not be won during your lifetime and my lifetime, but it's a relay race, which we cannot afford to lose. Because if we do, let me remind you, my dear sister, neocolonialism is real. And as a former vice president of Zambia said in 1967, those who left as colonizers, if we are not careful, they'll come as investors. And this time round, we'll not recognize them. So let us have our guards up.